Good morning and happy Thursday to the Ungovernables, the captain's crew, the LFA family, McGroin Nation, coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV. Welcome to Ungoverned on this Thursday, August 7th, 2025.
Wahoo.
It's going to be an ice day. It's going to be a nice day. And we have to start off by wishing a very happy birthday. It's a special day. A very happy birthday.
Boy.
It's a special day for a special boy. Happy birthday to Bad Moon in our chat, the mayor of our chat. Happy birthday to him. I don't know how old he is. What, 25, 26?
Old.
Acts like he's 15, right? He's he's a fun dude. So in honor of Bad Moon, we have put a birthday hat on Mo. Look at this. There he is. Mo is so excited. Happy birthday, Bad Moon. Everyone help him out. Mo is very excited. Mo's going to wear the hat for the rest of the show. Hit that thumbs up for Mo, for Bad Moon, for whatever you want to do. For Ice. We love Ice. Ice is great. We're going to talk a lot about Ice this morning. There are some really, really funny video clips that I've got of Ice and, of course, of some of the... I don't know how to describe it other than I just find it really funny. ICE apparently has seen a recruitment surge of 80,000 people. 80,000 people have joined ICE. Obviously, they gave like a $50,000 or so signing bonus. All right, so and there's no age cap, so they have eliminated the age cap for joining ICE. So people as young as 18, and I don't know what the people the older age was that they're joining, but they have lowered the age cap or eliminated the age cap for ICE. So that's pretty cool. But also there was this raid that took place at a Home Depot. Okay. There was a raid that took place at a Home Depot, and apparently the ICE agents used a moving truck, and they hid in the back of it, and they drove it in like a Trojan horse, and then they all popped out of the moving truck, and it was, ay. There was a big old, like a scattering of the bad hombres, and it was actually really, really funny. So we have that clip. I've got the fake news reporting on it as well. And Penske, who is the company that owned this moving truck, it was Penske. They got a little butthurt about it. Yep. They were like, "Ooh, we don't like our equipment being used." Okay. All right. No problem. You want to play that game? That's fine. You can play that game. You're not supposed to be here. If you're here illegally, then you are going to be deported. Now, you have the opportunity to self-deport, of course. Everyone knows you have the opportunity to self-deport. You don't have to come here illegally. You don't have to stay in the country illegally. You're given the opportunity right now to self-deport. You can get like $1,000 and a free flight, and you won't have to worry about being in Alligator Alcatraz or anything like that. So it's like you could do it the easy way, or you could do it the hard way. And a lot of these people have chosen to do it the hard way. So we will talk about that. We'll talk about, we've got an update on the redistricting front as well. The redistricting front, Texas, Massachusetts, Illinois, right? All of these Democrats who are hyperventilating over redistricting. It's hilarious. So again, we talked about Illinois yesterday. We put the map on the screen, but Massachusetts is even better. So we'll get to what the governor said, because she is my favorite. I think right now she is my favorite Democrat elected official who is hyperventilating over redistricting. 100% my favorite. So we will get to that one as well. We will get to, what else we got today? What else we got? We got Massachusetts. Oh, there was that poll I cited yesterday about that term I don't like, black fatigue, but the poll is there. I wanted to show you that I wasn't making that up. And Trump secured an investment, $600 billion from Apple. And there are people who are reacting to it, of course, negatively. The never Trumpers are never going to be happy. These are people who are never going to be happy. Stupid, just dumb, okay? Dumb people when it comes to this. Yes, tariffs are working. We also have the Trump's post about the census today, which is also driving Democrats crazy. We'll get to all that and more. Before we do that, I want to talk to you about our friends over at where? OFP Farms. Folks, explore the wonderful quality of Faith, Farm, and Freedom products with a special limited time 15% discount on your entire purchase. Take a peek at the lineup from OFP Farms, America's go-to soap company, famous for natural ingredients, the skin-loving perks of tallow and goat milk, and a big heart for farm-to-family skincare. Whether you're looking for gentle skincare or thoughtful gifts like the Revolution soap, you say you want a revolution. Well, you know. Smells like freedom. Smells like freedom.
There's no air left in the room.
There's no air left in the room. I sucked it all in. There's no soap left in the box either. I sucked it all in. Whether you're looking for gentle skincare or thoughtful gifts, these products bring together expert care and good values to make your daily routine even better. Don't miss this chance to enjoy premium products that support your health and ethical choices for the entire family. That is OFPfarms.com. OFP. Oscar Foxtrot Papa. Farms.com. Use the promo code Sean. You better spell it right. I still see people spelling my name wrong. It's on the screen. SHAWN. It's my handle on social media. It should be impossible to do these things. And yet.
W for winner. Always remember.
The W is for winner. The A is for a-hole. That's okay. SHAWN for 15% off at OFP Farms. That's OFP Farms promo code Sean. OFP Farms promo code SHAWN. Okay. We are going to get into ICE, redistricting, all of these different things that are going to take place or that have been taking place. Penske's lame comments about, we don't like the equipment, you shouldn't be using the equipment for ICE raids. Penske, give me a break. We got all that and more. Before we do that, I would like to get to a word from our friends over at Patriot Mobile. That is patriotmobile.com/Farish, Farash, America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got a lot of choices for cell phone service with new ones popping up all over the place, right? You know what I'm talking about, but here's the truth. There's only one that boldly stands in the gap for every American that believes that freedom is worth fighting for, and that is Patriot Mobile. The good news is you can switch to Patriot Mobile today without sacrificing quality or service. If you're worried about coverage, don't be. Patriot Mobile uses all three major U.S. networks. If you have service in this country right now, you will have service in this country tomorrow when you switch to Patriot Mobile. If you think switching is a hassle, like, oh, I got to change my phone number, I got to change my phone, I got to change my own. Like, it's not. What are you doing? It's 2025. It's not a hassle anymore. People do it all the time. You can keep your number. You can keep your phone. You can upgrade your phone. Patriot Mobile has a 100% U.S.-based support team. It'll get you activated in minutes, not hours, not weeks, minutes from the comfort of your own home. If you're stuck in a contract or you owe money on your phones, don't worry about that either. Patriot Mobile has a contract buyout program. This is how we win. By aligning our spending with our values. Every dollar that we spend matters. Every dollar that we spend matters, and where we spend it matters. So check it out. PatriotMobile.com/FARASH or call 972-PATRIOT. Use the promo code FARASH, FARASH, to get a free month of service. That is PatriotMobile.com/FARASH, FARASH, or 972-PATRIOT. Give them a call and use the promo code FARASH, my last name, FARASH, for a free month of service. PatriotMobile.com/Farish, PatriotMobile.com/Farish. Make the switch today. All right. I want to talk about this census thing first. Here we go. Donald Trump put a Truth Social post up today. And he's on a roll this morning on Truth Social, if you haven't been paying attention. I have instructed our Department of Commerce to immediately begin work on a new and highly accurate census based on modern-day facts and figures, and importantly, using the results and information gained from the presidential election of 2024. People who are in our country illegally will not be counted in the census. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I love when he signs off with that. I think it's great. Drives people crazy. Not us. Drives the right people crazy. Donald Trump says It's time for a new census. It's time for a more accurate census. And of course, the left is losing its mind. Now, they lose their minds over just about anything, but they're really losing their minds with the census stuff. Why? Because the Democrat Party has been, and always will be the party of slavery. What? You're bringing slavery into this? I am. Okay? Why? Think about it. When the states were drafting the Constitution and you had the 3/5 compromise, right? The slave states who told you that slaves were property all of a sudden wanted to tell you that slaves were people when it amounted to counting the population, which gave them more representation in Congress. What's the left doing now? What's the left doing now? No, illegals don't vote. They don't vote in our elections. They can't. It's illegal. They're not going to do it. But they should be counted in our census because we should still represent the people who aren't citizens who don't vote for their representation, but they should be represented. Wait a second. No. What's the other way they think about these illegal aliens? Jerry Nadler, that crazy bishop in Washington, D.C., all these people. If we deport the illegals, who's going to pick the avocados? Who's going to pick the food?
Me and Winky.
What do you mean who's going to pick the food? Wait. What do you mean who's going to pick the food? You mean this food the liberals are destroying every day? Look at this guy. I have to destroy this watermelon. Oh, yeah, so tough. Oh, my. Ooh. The smash room. Okay. So there's a food shortage. I tell you all that. Oh, there's a food shortage in the United States. Oh, if you deport the illegals, you're going to pick the food. Then you're out there beating up a watermelon because you're that mentally unstable. But here's the thing. Again, the left loves counting illegals in the census. Why? Because states like California, Illinois, New York, places like this, right? They are what they call sanctuary states, Massachusetts. So, of course, they're going to let these people in, hide them from ICE, but don't hide them from the census people, right? You show them to the people who it's beneficial to show them to, but you hide them from the people who are enforcing the law. Because what this does allows them to get more congressional seats, more representation, and it allows their party to artificially climb to power, the Democrats. But these are the exact same people, and it's the exact same ideology that the slave states used when drafting the Constitution. It's the exact same ideology that slave owners used when arguing against the abolition of slavery, right? If you deport the illegals, who's going to pick the food? If you free the slaves, who's going to pick the cotton? When you had ICE raids on Martha's Vineyard, remember, the illegals who were not welcome, who Ron DeSantis flew there, were deported in 48 hours, and a humanitarian emergency was called, right? Over on Martha's Vineyard. But when ICE raided Martha's Vineyard and started picking up the illegals who were working as servants in these people's houses, cleaning their toilets, cleaning their bedding, etc., they're servants. They're slaves. You think they're being paid a fair wage? There's no chance. There's no chance. Now, all of a sudden, the folks on Martha's Vineyard are anti-deportation. Again, the same people, the same party, the same ideology of the slave owners that has gone back hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. No. We will not turn over our illegals. We will not give you the location of our illegals when ICE shows up in our state. However, when the census people, the people counting the population, then we're going to show them all the illegals so it looks like we have a larger population, so we have more representation in Congress. Same ideology, same party, same people. Drafting the Constitution, you must count the people that we think are our property as people so we have more representation in Congress. Now you have the census. You must count the people who we don't want you to know about if you're ICE, but we do want you to know about if you're the census counters, who we also consider property, illegal aliens, so that we have more representation in Congress. It's the same game from the same party, from the same people, with the same ideology. The Democrat Party has been, and always will be the party of slavery, the party of dehumanization. They don't care about human rights. They don't care about people. They don't care about a fair wage. They don't care about fairness at all. They care about one thing and one thing only, and that is power. and the easiest way to acquire power. And in this case, fudging the numbers on the census is one of the easiest ways for them to acquire power. That is why ICE is so important. That is why ICE is so important. And that is why I am very excited to report, as it has been reported and talked about elsewhere, that the Department of Homeland Security has dropped the age cap for ICE. You know, the big, beautiful bill just funded ICE with lots and lots and lots of money, and you're immediately seeing the results of that. DHS is running a full court press with recruitment and is dropping the age requirement for immigration agents, opening the door for more Americans to help tackle the illegal immigration crisis. In less than 1 week since the Department of Homeland Security launched its recruitment campaign, less than a week, more than 80,000 Americans have applied to join ICE, according to a statement yesterday from the Department of Homeland Security's website. Kristi Noem announced that Immigration and Customs Enforcement is now waiving age limits for new applicants so that even more patriots will qualify to join ICE in its mission to arrest murderers, pedophiles, gang members, rapists, and other criminal illegal aliens from America's streets. All ICE law enforcement recruits will be required to go through medical screening, drug screening, and complete a physical fitness test. We are ending the age cap for ICE law enforcement, according to Kristi Noem. Some of the perks for joining ICE include a maximum of a signing bonus of $50,000, student loan repayment and forgiveness options, administratively uncontrollable overtime, or AUI for enforcement removal operation, deportation officers, and enhanced retirement benefits. Join.ice.gov. 80,000 Americans have already applied to join ICE within a week. Within a week. Remember when we had 80,000 new IRS agents? And the left was like, yay, tax collectors. 80,000 more ICE agents. Yay, deportations. Yay, deportations. All right. I got to get to this scene out of Los Angeles yesterday. This made headlines. This was great stuff. Apparently, ICE agents used a Penske retail truck as a Trojan horse to raid Los Angeles Home Depot. You know, the left already hates the whole Home Depot thing. Oh, wait, you can just sit outside a Home Depot? That's not fair. You know what else isn't fair? Wait, you know what else isn't fair? Coming into the country illegally, cutting the line when there are people who are doing it the right way. That's also not fair. Does that matter? Do we care about fairness for those people? Oh, of course not. No, of course not. Because what would we do without cheap labor, slave labor, and indentured servitude? What would we do as a country? We couldn't survive. Okay. Here's this report out of ABC Los Angeles about this incident yesterday. They are they're just freaking out over it. And I find it's Hombre Depot, as Winky said. That's funny. Hombre Depot. Here is this story out of ABC Los Angeles. Listen to them just whining about this whole ICE raid with the Trojan horse truck. I think it's brilliant. And there's actually video footage of the raid. But first, we'll show you this here.
Meantime, federal agents stormed an area of the Westlake District conducting an immigration raid this morning.
Dozens of agents were seen jumping out of the back of an unmarked truck. Eyewitness News reporter Sid Garcia is live in Westlake, where he talked to someone who saw what happened. Sid.
It all happened at the Home Depot here in the Westlake District on Wilshire Boulevard. And the U.S. Attorney here in Los Angeles is saying that the federal government is going ahead with the raids, even though there's a temporary restraining order that supposedly is trying to prevent it. Now, the raid started here at the Home Depot just before 7 o'clock this morning. The worker who was part of a crew here says the immigration raid started at 6:45 a.m. He saw the immigration agent starting to chase people. One of the people taken in the raid is the sister of a street vendor who was helping her out setting up a food stand this morning. Off camera, she says that the agents ran over to them and they only took her sister. She told us that her sister has been in the country for 13 years, has children here, but never had a problem with law enforcement. Now, you'll recall, last week, federal appeals court ruled that these types of raids are not constitutional. It upheld a temporary restraining order issued by a federal judge, preventing the government from stopping individuals in violation of the Fourth Amendment and requiring the government to provide those detained with access to a lawyer.
They ICE raided the parking lot of this Home Depot. And they kidnapped approximately 10 people that we're hearing. And we've been talking to the community members and the vendors and the day laborers that are here. And ICE showed up.
That's not fair.
They came in a Penske moving van, and loaded up with soldiers in the back. And they came with unmarked, white vans and white trucks, blocked off a portion of the parking lot, and started indiscriminately grabbing whoever they could. And they took, people out here just trying to make money and trying to survive and trying to work and take care of themselves.
No official word from Homeland Security on how many people were picked up. There are still some day laborers out here looking for work. Now, Bill Asaley, the U.S. Attorney here in Los Angeles, posted on X earlier this morning, quote, "For those who thought immigration enforcement had stopped in Southern California, think again. The enforcement of federal law is not negotiable, and there are no sanctuaries from the reach of the federal government." Later today, LA Mayor Karen Bass will hold a news conference to talk about the economic impact the immigration...
I've had enough of these guys. They kidnapped people. There was a truck full of soldiers. Tell me you stick things up your butt without telling me you stick things up your butt. When you talk like that, and they just started grabbing people, and they're just here to make money, and they were in like moving vans. He sounds like AOC. And like they were just indiscriminately grabbing people. Yeah, I know he indiscriminately grabs people. I guarantee you, right between the legs.
Oh, wait.
Right?
Oh, wait.
He was in Home Depot doing the old, You ever see those things where you
the ball knocks.
The old ball tapper, right? That's it. That guy. Come on. Wait. You're gonna tell me that guy that was on there is not a homosexual vegan?
No, he for sure is.
He definitely is.
Soy.
Come on. That guy consumes probably 7 soy lattes a day from Starbucks.
Ball tapper.
Right? That's it. That man right there plays pool all day long in Home Depot. Maybe he should go visit San Francisco. Paul Pelosi. I heard his lover's in jail, so Paul's available.
He's definitely against Palestine.
Nancy's not giving this to him anymore. Nancy Pelosi's not giving this to him anymore. Nancy, is Nancy here? Nancy Pelosi also has a message for Bad Mood. Twisting it the wrong. The party hat's bigger than Nancy Pelosi will say, "Happy birthday to Bad Mood. He's a great guy. He's nice, very nice." Okay, Nancy. Tell me that, right? Come on. So you saw that. Now, Penske, channeling their inner homosexual vegan, is no offense to homosexual vegans, by the way. Oh, man. Well, actually, definitely offense to homosexual. Who am I kidding?
Little offense.
Who am I kidding? You're going through life all wrong, right? You are. First of all, you eat meat, but the wrong kind of meat if you're a homosexual vegan. Come on, guys.
They must have been born sideways.
Come on, guys. That would be a homosexual vegan from Buffalo. All right. This is Penske right here. Penske. This is why I don't root for their race car drivers, by the way. Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney. Blaney's a good driver. Austin Cindric. I think Christopher Bell is team's Penske too because he's drives to 20. I don't know. Penske issues statement condemning use of trucks. You don't see Rick Hendrick doing this crap. He's out there at Liberty University with William Byron having a good time. Penske issues statement condemning the use of the... Don't you dare use our trucks! That's what Penske's saying. Penske strictly prohibits the transportation of people in the cargo area of its vehicles under any circumstances. Penske Truck Rental is aware of recent reports and videos regarding a Department of Homeland Security operation in Los Angeles, the company said. Penske strictly prohibits the transportation of people in the cargo area of its vehicles under any circumstances. The company was not made aware that its trucks would be used in today's operation and did not authorize this. Penske will reach out to DHS and reinforce its policy to avoid improper use of its vehicles in the future. Okay. Does Penske seem to have an issue? Apparently not. They only have a problem when ICE uses it to put people in them. When Jose Hernandez Martinez puts people in the back of the truck, Penske is like, yay! Jose. They're fine with it, right? They only have a problem when ICE does it. Now, I got to show you. Look, you guys are going to get a kick out of the video. Have you seen the video from this raid? This is great. Ready for this? This is like, you ever seen a Jack in the Box? Dun, 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 dun. Pop goes the weasel. Watch this. Watch these people. They jump out of it. This is like a scene from Troy when Odysseus, they came out of the Trojan horse. This is phenomenal. Look at this. There they go. Out they go. One guy's wearing a hat. They jump out and you can see him. La policías. It's just running out. It is just, that's more of that, please. And thank you. I'm asking nicely. I don't always do that. More of this all day, every day. And Penske, we don't authorize the use. We don't authorize the use of our trucks with the people in it. Now, you authorize the use of the trucks with people in it. You just, A, you don't want the bad PR. B, Christopher Bell does not drive for Penske. Okay, good. Because I actually like Christopher Bell. Sorry. So who drives for Penske? They have 3. Is it Logano, Cindric, and Blaney, I think. Do you see? I need more of this in my life. I do. I need more of this in my life. And I need more of these companies telling me, we don't authorize this. This is something that we're just so against. We would never do this. We would never authorize. If we knew this was going to happen, we just wouldn't do it. Go drink another soy latte. Quote, following Penske's statement, DHS fired back on X, posting, quote, care to remind the American people what Penske said when this happened? Silence speaks volume. The post included a screenshot of a headline from 2023 when Border Patrol agents discovered 58 illegal immigrants crammed inside of a Penske truck during a human smuggling attempt. So 58 illegals were crammed inside of a Penske truck. Human smuggling. Penske was like, what's going on? Wow. Look, a squirrel. Shiny object. Ooh, drones. Look, drones. Aliens in the sky. There's no human smuggling going on here. If we don't see it, it's not real. This is Penske when that was happening. No. They had to go Clockwork Orange on them. The brave agents of ICE and CBP will continue carrying out their mission to protect Americans. In 2023, the Texas Department of Public Safety found 58 illegal immigrants, crammed into the back of a Penske truck. The driver, 2 names, Marquez Oviel, was an illegal immigrant from Mexico and was arrested for human smuggling charges. Roger Penske, by the way, he was given the Presidential Medal of Freedom from Donald Trump. Before this happened. Trump should take it back. I want my medal back. Give me my medal back. You will not stand in the way of ICE. Give me my medal. Unbelievable. We just don't approve. Okay, fine. Well, guess what? ICE can go rent those trucks from Hertz instead. Enterprise. Anything. Find another company. You don't want the money? You don't want government money? Government money is taxpayer money. They blow it like, Kamala Harris and Willie Brown. It just never stops. They never stop spending. All right. We're going to get to redistricting in a second because the redistricting stuff is hilarious. Even I can't believe I'm going to say this. First, it was Chuck Todd who made a good point. Remember when he was like, "Are you really fleeing to Illinois? Like it's one of the worst examples." I can't believe I'm going to say it. I got to get the soap ready. Oh, no. So Chuck Todd made a good point about redistricting. And right to Jabba the Gov's face, J.B. Pritzker, Jiggly Belly himself, Stephen Colbert made a good point.
Oh.
Jeez, that tastes worse than the algae in our drinking water. Holy moly. We'll get to that in a second. Plus the Massachusetts governor making just a total ass out of herself. These people are the least self-aware people in the world. Before we get to those things, I want to get to a word from our friends over at Silent. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to take back your privacy. Take it back. You know, your phone, this thing, I love it. I'm on it a lot. A lot of business gets done on this. We make a lot of deals, right? We do a lot of things, tremendous things. But it is a tracking device, and I know that, right? And if you think your phone's not, I turn my location off. Oh, okay, are you connected to cell towers? You're being tracked. Let's face it. It's not a bad thing. I'm not saying what you're doing is bad. But if you have one of these and it is on and connected to the network, you're being tracked, okay? Let's face it. Your phone is a tracking device. Government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, even cyber criminals, they're tracking you. They're all fighting for a piece of your digital footprint. And they didn't ask, nobody asked you, hey, I'm a cyber criminal. Can I have your digital footprint? No, they just take it. They just take it. That is why Silent exists. Silent makes Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals, cellular signals, Wi-Fi signals, Bluetooth signals, GPS signals, RFID signals, and NFC, near-field communication signals. No signal means no remote access and no breadcrumbs. The same tech that is trusted by special operations teams worldwide is used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure communications wherever the mission leads. And now it is available to you to protect your family, to protect your freedom, to protect your privacy, and to hide your digital footprint. Drop your phone in a silent Faraday sleeve and it is off the grid. Completely silent, invisible to the outside world. From backpacks to sleeves to crossbodies, Silent's patented tech gives you control over your privacy. Visit slnt.com/Sean, SHAWN. You got to spell it right. If I find out that people are spelling my name wrong, I'm hitting you with tariffs. Your 15%, it's out the window. It's a 30% tariff on that. Don't do it. Free shipping on qualifying orders and 15% off if you go to Silent, slnt.com/Sean, SHAWN. That's Silent, slnt.com/Sean. Protect your rights, secure your data, and stay one step ahead. Go to silent.com/SHAWN and silence the chaos. Okay. Redistricting has been the story, one of the funniest stories of the week. I would like to show you the comments made by the Massachusetts, or as we call it, the Massive 2 Sugar Honey Iced Tea governor, right? The Massachusetts governor, because Massachusetts congressional map, it is a very interesting congressional map. It is a very interesting congressional map. And by interesting, I mean, well, I'll show you what I mean. People have probably heard this already, but it's fun to repeat it. Here's Massachusetts governor. Oh, yeah? Texas is going to redistrict? So are we. Watch this.
Other governors have talked about redistricting in retaliation. Is that something you would consider in Massachusetts?
You know, isn't it a sad state of affairs that that's where we're at, okay? And, you know, Donald Trump, Greg Abbott, Ken Paxton have left us no choice. That's the reality. Nobody came looking for this, right? We had a system of free and fair elections. We have maps that are regularly drawn, voted on by legislatures, approved and signed off on by governors. This is the way the system works until this comes in. And so, you know, they've left us no choice. It's not where anyone wants to be. I can tell you that governors I know, maybe with the exception of this person in Texas, evidently, we want our constituents represented. We want the voices heard. Whether you vote for me or not, I want your voice to count. I want your vote to count. Unlike Greg Abbott, who doesn't want your voice to count and doesn't want your vote to count, nor does Donald Trump, nor does Ken Paxton, because they're proposing to completely rewrite a map out of nowhere to take away the votes and the voices of Texans. And the message is, not only does this have an impact on Congress, which impacts all of America, it also is something that you don't want to see spread. You don't want to see spread. But Abbott, Paxton, Trump, they leave states with no choice. I want to make sure that people have access to health care. I don't want to see further cuts to Medicaid or to housing or to veterans or to poor little kids who need to eat. Okay? So that is why it becomes an issue for a governor in New York and a governor in Illinois and a governor in Massachusetts.
There's two governors
all
in Illinois
around the country.
besides him.
I'm sorry?
You're planning to perhaps move forward on a redistricting plan in Massachusetts?
We just did that. We're going to follow the rules. I don't know if the Secretary of State wishes to comment, but we just...
Oh, we're going to follow the rules in Massachusetts. Okay. All right. She wants her constituents to be adequately represented. Okay. In the 2024 election, Kamala Harris won Massachusetts by a healthy margin, 61.3 to 36.5. Let's water down Donald Trump's total to 33% for all intents and purposes, right? Just for even representation, or just to make it easier with the math. That would mean 1/3 of Massachusetts voted for Donald Trump. Okay? 1/3. Does anybody know? Everybody does know because we have talked about this before already. Would anybody like to take a guess? How many congressional districts in Massachusetts are represented by Republicans? She wants adequate representation. 1/3 of Massachusetts, 1/3 of Massachusetts voted for Donald Trump. And yet this is what their map looks like. How interesting. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just say they have 9 congressional districts. I think that's how many districts they have, right? Should we do a quick fact check on that? How many congressional districts does Massachusetts have? Let's do this. Okay, Google. How many congressional districts does Massachusetts have? Let's see what it says. Did we get our math? 9. Wow, I can count. That is very nice. That's a step in the right direction. 9, which means if their citizens were adequately represented, 3 of those districts would be Republican. Very simple, right? Very simple. And yet, this is what their map looks like. So she's talking about, well, we might have to do it too. Okay. What are you going to do? You're just going to have more your 9 Democrat districts are going to remain Democrat districts? Oh, that's a scary thing to think about. Massachusetts is going to redistrict. Oh, no. What's going to happen? There's no Republican representation there anyway. Does this look fair to the 36% of Massachusettians that voted for Donald Trump? Does this look fair? You're not being represented. You are not being represented in the state of Massachusetts if you're a Republican. Period. End of story. But this Democrat governor of yours has a problem with redistricting? This Democrat governor of yours wants to tell you, remember Jolanda Jones in Texas? She equated it to the Holocaust, right? She said, Don Lemon, it's like the Holocaust.
And then integration happened and everybody thought they accept us. They don't accept us. They are showing us who they are. We should believe them. And we better have the courage to stand up. Otherwise, we will fall for anything. And in this country, we will be defeated, deported. I mean, we will lose all of our rights. And if you think it can't happen, it can. And I will liken this to the Holocaust. People are like, well, how did the Holocaust happen?
Yeah, you're going to liken it to the Holocaust, right? So, okay, so then that would make Massachusetts like the Third Reich, the center of the Third Reich, right? Wouldn't you say? The way they gerrymander everything? Here's another one. So J.B. Pritzker, Jiggly Belly himself, right? He's a big, very big person. Very big person. Yesterday calling it a threat to democracy and black and brown people. Remember, of course, they always have to make it a race thing. They can't do anything else. They don't know any other way. They always have to make it a race thing. It's got to be a race thing. If it's not a race thing, a Democrat's not going to talk about it. Why didn't we hear about the shooter in Georgia on the military base? Oh, that's right. Because Cornelius Radford or whatever his name is, he's one of those dark whites, right? Again, I'm not the one who does it. CNN's the one who always, if it was a white shooter, if Big Balls in Washington, D.C. was with 8 of his friends attacking a black person, you would hear about this story nonstop. The Klan is alive and well in the nation's capital. Right? It would be a whole thing, racism. They're starting to fan themselves off as if they're overheating. It's always got to be a race thing, but only in one direction. Only in one direction. Here's J.B. Pritzker. We played this for you yesterday. I'm going to play it again. Talking about what a danger redistricting is when Texas does it, but not when his fat ass does it. Watch this.
Set for people. There are 3 Republicans in the state delegation here in Illinois. You can't undo what is happening in Texas if that is successful with the 5 Republicans that would be added there.
Look how big they had to make the podium to make him look smaller. That's the biggest podium I've ever seen.
Look, number one, we're very happy to.
You see him standing behind him? You know who that is? That's Al Green.
With them and for them. Here in the state of
Dastardly
Illinois,
deeds.
It is possible to redistrict. It's not something that I want to do. It's not something that any of us want to have to do. We're hoping that this will be successful, that the fact that there's no quorum in Texas will be successful. But once again, we're fighting for democracy. There are no rules anymore, apparently. And so we're going to have to play by the set of rules that are being set out in front of us, which, frankly, none of us believes is the right way to operate. And what Congressman Green said is right. This is unconstitutional.
Yeah, no, that's where we have to stop. What Congressman Green said was right. Nothing Congressman Green ever said. We are impeaching Donald Trump for dastardly deeds done, and dastardly deeds he will do. Dastardly deeds. Okay, let me read the Constitution. The impeachment. What was that? The impeachment clause. Treason, bribery, other high crimes and misdemeanors, and dastardly deeds. Oh, there it is. No, it's not there. It's not in the Constitution. You cannot impeach a president for dastardly deeds. Okay? Well, Congressman Green. You know what, J.B. Pritzker? Why don't you go have another cheese sandwich? Did you see the size of that podium that was in front of him? They had to use a massive podium to make him look small, because he actually looked like almost normal size. Look. But look at the size of that podium. That podium is like a football field. That's the only thing that would make him look tiny. Now, we played for you the other day Chuck Todd, Sleepy Eyes, because Chuck Todd, love him, hate him, I don't like him. Okay, I don't trust him. But Chuck Todd was out there talking about how foolish it was for the Democrats to be protesting redistricting and be fleeing to a state, Illinois, right? Illinois, that is redistricted into oblivion. Illinois is one of these states that looks like J.B. Pritzker sat on the map when it was being drawn, and it's been squished and distorted, the likes of which people can't even recognize the state anymore. This is Illinois' congressional map. We showed you this yesterday. In that top right corner of the Northeast, in that northeast corner of Illinois, there are 12 Democrat congressional districts. And then you have these large Republicans. Oh, here we go. Look at this now. 17 congressional districts. 4 of them are held by Republicans in the state of Illinois. 3 of them. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3 of them are held by Republicans in the state of Illinois. But here was Chuck Todd, and Chuck Todd pointed this out about the Democrats. Hey, if you're going to protest this, you might not want to go to a place where it happens as egregiously as Illinois.
It seems as if the strategy is bring more attention to this, make everybody uncomfortable, right? The more painful you make the process in Texas, the more it's hard to replicate. Maybe they may be their own colleagues aren't as interested in this. Congressional Republicans that serve in Texas whose districts are actually going to get impacted negatively also secretly are kind of hoping this goes away too. And I think they think the more painful they can make this in doing it, maybe there's a way to shut this down. So I understand the strategy, and I think you get this. The part that I think is sort of bad, I think it's a bad look for a party that claims to be always trying to protect the democracy, is to hole up in a state that gerrymanders. The state of Illinois. I mean, one of the worst, look, Texas, Florida, Illinois, and Maryland. Those are your 4 giant gerrymandered states. And if you're trying to make a point on gerrymandering, I don't think I'd be going to the state of Illinois.
Look, I don't like Chuck Todd. And I know he probably didn't want to say that. But is he wrong? My question is he wrong? The point that he's making is valid. And I'm happy that he made it. That's how you know the Democrats really effed up, right? When you have Chuck Todd coming on CNN and making the point that, hey, if you really wanted to sell the idea that you're against this, you shouldn't have gone to a state that gerrymanders like Illinois, where the state looks like this, or there's spaghetti in the northeast corner. Look at that. All right. Next. Because Chuck Todd, that was earlier in the week. I didn't have it. Agreeing with Stephen Colbert on my 2025 bingo card. I didn't have it. However, he had Jiggly Belly, Job of the Govs. He had him on his show last night or 2 nights ago. I think it was 2 nights ago. It wasn't last night. It was 2 nights ago. Stephen Colbert had Jiggly Belly on his show. And Stephen Colbert, right to his face, is like, yeah, but don't you do this? And like, aren't you one of the worst examples of it? Listen to Jiggly Belly's response because, of course, you know, it's like The Walking Dead. You ever watch The Walking Dead? You never watched that, right, Brendan? No. You know, where you could hit a human being with a baseball bat across the face because it's a zombie, right? And so anything you do to a zombie is acceptable in the zombie apocalypse because it's an apocalypse. The zombie's trying to eat you and you're fending it off, right? So it's not murder if it's a zombie, right? Well, it's okay because Donald Trump took to Texas and then Texas had to do. Listen to, but I can't believe Stephen Colbert even pressed this issue. I can't believe Stephen Colbert even pressed Jiggly Belly, even pushed the belly button on the show. Watch this.
Districts in Illinois. Take a look at this. Look at 17 here. It does that. Then it comes up here and it sneaks around there and goes all the way up here and then goes right over there like that. And look at this one, kind of goes whoop up there. It's like the stinger on a scorpion down here. Is this common for all states to do?
Well, we handed it over to a kindergarten class and let them decide.
Okay, and that's the nonpartisan group that does this
Absolutely.
For you guys?
That's our independent commission, you know. That is, yeah. I mean,
and see, Belly thinks it's funny. Jiggly Belly Pritzker thinks it's funny the way his map looks because it is funny. The people laughed because, and that's not the whole clip. The people laughed because it is ridiculous the way this map looks. And Stephen Colbert was actually mocking him. He didn't seem to understand that. You know, he saved it with a little self-deprecating humor. Oh, we gave it to a kindergarten class. You know, I know what you didn't give to a kindergarten class. Food. You ate their lunch. Look at the size of you. You may have eaten one of the kids too. Okay, that's no moon. It's a space station. But I'll say this. Listen to Pritzker's response. Listen to Belly's response when he talks about why it's okay that they gerrymander like this.
Districts in Illinois. Take a look at this. Look at 17 here. It does that. Then it comes up here and it sneaks around there and goes all the way up here and then goes right over there like that. And look at this one, kind of goes whoop up there. It's like the stinger on a scorpion down here. Is this common for all states to do?
Well, we handed it over to a kindergarten class and let them decide.
Okay, and that's the nonpartisan group that does this
Absolutely.
For you guys?
That's our independent commission, you know. That is, yeah. I mean, look.
So because all states, to a certain extent, do this, why is what Texas doing particularly egregious in this case?
Well, here, every 10 years we do a census in this country, and right after the census, we redraw districts in every state. But what the Republicans are trying to do, and the Texas Republicans, frankly, at the behest of Donald Trump, are doing it mid-decade. That is extraordinarily rare.
That's an important point because I think he.
Oh, it's extraordinarily rare, but is it allowed? Yes. It may be rare, but it's allowed. It's allowed in Texas. The Constitution gives the states the power, the state legislatures the power to redraw their maps, so it's allowed. You don't like what's going on in Texas. Texas doesn't like what's going on in Illinois. Texas is basically taking their own business into their own hands as they are allowed to do. It does not matter what you think of it, Jiggly Belly, especially with your state looking the way it does. And I cannot believe Stephen Colbert asked him straight up. Well, you do this, so why is it bad when Texas does this? And Jiggly Belly was like, well, Solo, there's a census. He's out of breath while he's answering the question.
There's a census that goes on every 10 years. And it's rare to do it between cycles.
Okay, but it's just because it's rare doesn't mean it's illegal. He just called it unconstitutional. It's not unconstitutional. Texas is doing what they are constitutionally allowed to do. Again, it's time for another cheese sandwich. Get off my screen. All right. Let's get to a word from our friends over at My Patriot Supply. It's mypatriotsupply.com. mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. Speaking of food, Jiggly Belly can't do this because he's going to eat all the emergency food supply in one go. He's just going to chew through that and the buckets that they come in. But if you're not like Jiggly Belly Pritzker and you don't, irresponsibly go wild on anything in front of you, I encourage you to head over to mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned and check this out. This summer is not just hot. It's been hot. It's been historically hot in many cases. Flash flood warnings are at a 40-year high. It's not slowing down. Towns are underwater. Roads are being washed out. And in every crisis zone, you see the same scene. Crowds are standing in line. They're waiting. What are they waiting for? They're waiting for bottled water. They're waiting for food. They're waiting for somebody to show up and save them or to help them. They tell you that help is on the way. But what if help isn't on the way? What if help takes days? What if help doesn't come at all? You think the system is built to protect you? They can barely handle one emergency, let alone dozens. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be the one caught empty-handed. Right now, My Patriot Supply is giving away 4 weeks of emergency food when you buy their 3-month emergency food kit. It is 2,000 calories a day, 25-year shelf life for 3 months and a free month after that of food. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. Find out how to claim your free 4-week emergency food supply and join millions of Americans who are preparing with My Patriot Supply. Claim your 4-week kit today at mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. That is mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. Again, 25-year shelf life, 2,000 calories a day, 3 months of food shipped right to your door, and a free month after that. So that is 4 months of food. For $700, you're not getting a better deal than that. You're not. 4 months of food in case the you-know-what hits the fan. It's a free month plus the 3-month emergency food supply, 2,000 calories a day, 25-year shelf life, mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned, mypatriotsupply.com/ungoverned. Get prepared today. I mentioned this poll showing things going in the right direction yesterday. The whole idea of black fatigue. And it's not just black fatigue. It's the whole everything that I don't like is racist fatigue. 45% of Americans now say there is a, quote, great deal of discrimination against black people, down from 61%. So it is no longer a majority, is now a minority. 61% in 2021, according to an AP poll. The Associated Press didn't want to find that result. You know that. The Associated Press didn't want to find that result and report on that result. You know that. What does it show you? Does it show you that things are getting better? Nothing has changed. There have been no new laws that have been put in place to lessen discrimination. People are tired of the everything I don't like is racist garbage. We're all tired of it.
This is an attack on brown people.
How?
Because brown people live in that congressional district.
And show me the line in the Constitution that says individual races are entitled to representation in Congress. Show me. I'm here. I'll be here for another, 4 minutes. Show me where it says in the Constitution that individual races of people in the United States are specifically entitled to representation in the U.S. House of Representatives. Show me where it says that. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. Okay? Period. So to the idiots that keep repeating that claim, you're wrong. You're simply wrong. You're making it up, which is a hobby these days for a lot of people to just make things up and say them, but it doesn't make it the right thing to do. You're wrong. Okay, finally, before we go, we have we have a big investment going. Apple is announcing $600 billion total investment in America. They're going to be making the glass that goes on top of their screens in Kentucky. And that is due in large part to tariffs. Now, I see people making this argument because I go, oh, you mean tariffs work? They're like, yeah, but the price of the iPhone is going to go up thanks to the tariffs. Oh, so the price of the iPhone's never gone up before? You mean to tell me that it's still, a $500 phone like it was back in 2010? Well, no, there's inflation. Oh, I thought inflation was caused directly by tariffs. Wait, we just did tariffs in April. So there weren't tariffs from 2010 to now, and the price of the iPhone went up. So you're now going to attribute the price increase of the iPhone to tariffs when the iPhone has increased in price every single year? What a disingenuous argument. But this is what happens when when you're on X and you have idiots on that platform who are like, oh, the tariffs are going to make the iPhone more expensive. Oh, they are? Well, the iPhone goes up in price every year. Not because of tariffs. Right? Am I right about that? It's like a $2,000 phone now. It's ridiculous. People are like taking out loans to buy the latest iPhone. Or you could do what I do and go on eBay and get a refurbished one from last year for like a quarter of the price. Smart. But this is me talking, right? Smart. Okay. We have Live from America coming up next right here on LFA TV. I want to remind you to take a look at the LFA TV store, LFATV.us, LFATV.us, LFATV.us. Check it out. This is the LFA TV website. Click on that LFA TV store tab. Scroll down. Go to the Visit the Store tab that's right there on your screen, and you will see everything that there is to offer right here in the LFA TV store, including the I Don't Really Care Margaret shirt that I wore to the Ark. Okay, with J.D. Vance and his chipmunk cheeks there. People even said on the shirt, they were looking at it, they were like, Vance looks a little bigger on this shirt. He's got the chipmunk cheeks. It's okay. But everyone loved the shirt. It's a great shirt. Even people who weren't with the LFA family at the Ark were like, that's a cool shirt. I love your shirt. I don't really care, Margaret. I said, oh, you love my shirt? I do care, Margaret. Thank you. LFATV.us, LFATV.us. There's something for everybody here. Celebrate the last leg of summer right here on the LFA TV store. That's LFATV.us or jeremyherald.com/store. Happy birthday to Bad Moon. I don't think we hit 700 today because, that's just the new thing, whatever. But I want to say happy birthday to Bad Moon with Mo here. Mo's got his little birthday hat on, so happy birthday to our friend Bamboo.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Okay, we are about to go for the day. We're back tomorrow morning. Same time, same place, rumble.com/LFATV, 10 a.m. Eastern to 11 a.m. Eastern time on Rumble and X, but home base is over here, rumble.com/LFATV. Go to Rumble, hit the follow button. If you can't do that and you can't hit the thumbs up button, it's because you don't have a Rumble account. You need the Rumble account. Okay, it's totally free. Takes 2 seconds to make it. It helps everybody out. Follow us anywhere you get your podcast by going to any of your podcasting platforms. Search for Ungoverned. Hit subscribe. It's all you got to do. I'll be on with 1210 WPHT tomorrow morning from 7:45 to 9:45 for the Cut Sheet and Fight Club. Always a good time. Thank you so much for watching and listening. As President Trump says, we will never give up. We will never give in. We will never, ever surrender. And if all else fails, we'll just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a great rest of your Thursday. On with Carl Higbee at 5:30 Eastern time today on Newsmax. We're back tomorrow morning. In the words of John Fetterman, bang, gavel. Good night, everybody, and thank you for your attention to this matter.